Right here on another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Check it out, fireyourmdnow.com. If you've been listening to this program and you are on the fence about the business opportunity, I'm challenging you today. Visit the website, fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the Join Longevity tab in the menu right there on the front page. And someone from my team, Team Glidden, will be in touch with you personally, and we will show you how to make this business fly, show you how to make this baby fly. How do we do it? By showing you how to enroll people in our health recovery protocols, because they're easy to learn, easy to practice, easy to do, and they produce consistent and measurable results most of the time. The only time this doesn't work is if you don't do it correctly, for goodness sake. And I don't know how much you know about the wonderful world of network marketing, but there are a number of different legs in the longevity business, a number of different longevity organizations all over the world. My organization is the only organization that gets me, that gets everything that comes with me. If you want me to come to your town to lecture, you got to be a member of Team Glidden. You want to have access to my information, you want to have passcode front door access to Dr. Glidden, then you have to do it through Team Glidden. And with me on your team, your longevity business, I don't want to brag. All right, I'll brag. With me on your team, chances are your longevity business is going to grow faster than it would without me on the team. Check it out. fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for longevity. Click the Join Longevity button and join our grassroots coalition of men, women, and children who are dedicated to changing the lives of people in their world, changing the health of the people that are closest to them, and changing the wealth of anyone who would like to listen. This is what we're up to. This is no piddling around. This isn't tiddlywinks, ladies and gentlemen. And this is not, some fly-by-night network marketing company that has crappy products and they're just selling the compensation plan. And for goodness sake, what are they selling? Oh, they're selling toilet paper. Well, you could get that at Kmart for a lot cheaper. Guess what? You can't get longevity products anywhere else. The only place that you can get Dr. Wallach's recipes, the only place that you can get Dr. Wallach's formulations, the only place that you can get a clue as to how to use them efficiently and effectively is at longevity. From a business point of view, this is a no-brainer because people take the longevity products as developed and disseminated by Dr. Wallach. They feel better. They stop taking the longevity products and try to price shop it, go online, try to find a reasonable facsimile cheaper, go to Sam's Club, go to Walmart, go to Kmart, go to Costco, try to get something similar at a cheaper price, and, well, guess what? There is nothing similar. So they stop taking longevity stuff, get an unreasonable facsimile somewhere else, and feel worse. And so guess what they're going to do? They're going to come back to the well that has the sweet water, and that's the longevity well. From a business point of view, this is a no-brainer. And myself, being a newbie to network marketing 4 years ago, well, 4.5 years ago now, when I became first involved with longevity, I asked one of the leading moneymakers, one of the leading business builders in longevity, one of the people who had helped tens of thousands of people recover their health. I mean, imagine that. How would you be able to sleep? How different would your sleep at night be if, when you turned off the light and rolled over, you knew that in your lifetime you had helped tens of thousands of people to have a healthier life? And I don't just mean a little bit more energy. I don't just mean, I feel a little bit better. Isn't that great? Just like switching brands of coffee. Oh, I feel a little bit better. I'm talking about blood pressure resolution. I'm talking about no more arthritis. I'm talking about no more pain. I'm talking about no more birth defects. I'm talking about no more high blood sugars. I'm talking about no more chronic debilitating heartburn. No more chronic debilitating insomnia. No more chronic debilitating anything, for goodness sake. How would you feel if tonight, when you rolled over and turned off that light, you knew that there were thousands of people in the world having a healthy life because of action that you took? How would you feel? You'd feel freaking fantastic. That's how you would feel. That's a rewarding life. If that's not a rewarding life, I don't know what the heck is. So anyway, I'm talking to this guy. His name is Blake Graham, by the way. He's a great guy out of Salt Lake City. And I asked him, I said, hey, Blake, how much money did you make in your first year of network marketing? And, we were driving somewhere, driving to an event, driving to a lecture, driving to a longevity event. It seems we were always driving to a longevity event back in the day. And Blake furrowed his brows, and there was a pregnant pause, and he's behind the wheel, and he's kind of looking. I can see him right now. I can see him in my mind's eye, looking very pensively, trying to calculate, right? And I thought he's going to give me like $1 and cents amount, like $1,652.72, right? I could see the wheels turning. I could see the smoke rising. But he didn't give me $1 and cents amount. What he did was he said this, well, you know what, Dr. G? I have no idea how much money I made in the first year of business because I'm still getting paid for what I did in the first year of my business. And my head exploded. I'm still getting paid for what I did 17 years ago. There are still people in his organization 17 years later that were still buying stuff. They'd been buying stuff every month for 17 years. They'd been telling people about the stuff every month for 17 years. You do the math. You want to get involved with that type of a business? You've just found it, baby. I swear to God, you don't know what you're missing. And you know how I know you don't know what you're missing? Because if you knew what you were missing, you'd be a longevity member. It's that simple. For goodness sake, everybody, new fads come around and everybody's got an iPhone now, right? Everybody's got an Android. Everybody's got a smartphone. Why does everybody have a smartphone? Because they're freaking awesome. That's why. Everybody has a smartphone because they're awesome. Smartphones are outpacing the personal computers, which were and still are awesome. Why do people have them? Because they're awesome. Why do people become longevity members? Because it's awesome. However, what exists in the consciousness here, what exists in the collective consciousness, is this false notion perpetrated by a handful of network marketing companies that just had crappy products. They weren't moving through life with integrity. They weren't selling the products. They were selling the compensation plan. And then when the going got good, the people that owned the company jumped out of the ship. Took everybody for a ride. So, a couple rotten apples spoil the bunch. By the way, that's a real thing. Did you know that really happens? It does. That's not just a saying. If you have a barrel full of apples, they're not wrapped in plastic. It's like a wooden barrel filled with apples, and you're storing apples through the winter. If one rotten apple gets into the bunch, if there's one rotten apple in there somewhere, over the next couple of weeks and months, that one rotten apple, the spores from that rottenness are going to spread to all the other apples and spoil the entire bunch. That really happens. That's where the phrase came from. One rotten apple can spoil the bunch. Well, that's what happened with network marketing. A couple of unscrupulous companies took advantage of the wonders of the network's business structure, and they messed it up. And so that left a bad taste in people's mouths, which corporate America was only too happy to foster the notion that, network marketing, that doesn't work. Why do you think corporate America doesn't want you to think that network marketing works? Because if they did, they'd have no more labor force. For goodness sake, if you dot all your I's and cross all your T's and you work for IBM or you work for Apple Computer or you work for Liberty Mutual Insurance or you work for AT&T or you work for some fancy schmancy corporation your entire life, you're going to, number one, your salary is going to be capped. There's a certain amount beyond which you cannot go, no matter how many hours you work. And number two, at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, are you going to be able to will your pension plan or will your salary to your kids? No, it dies with you. It dies with you. A network marketing business does not die with you. For goodness sake, if you develop a network marketing business over the course of your life and it's generating $50,000 a month, $50,000 a month in residual sales, you get a check for $50,000 a month. When you die, heaven forbid, when you're 121 years old, your body's finally had enough, 121 years old, and you kick the bucket, you go to meet your maker, you will your business to your kids, and you know what happens the month after you die? Your kids get a check for $50,000. And it just keeps going. Now, why on earth wouldn't you do that? Even just part-time. Why wouldn't you just try that part-time? Especially when the business model works by helping people get healthy with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition stuff that works. I mean, this isn't snake oil. Remember, the only people selling snake oil have MD after their name. That's right. The only people selling snake oil have MD after their name. This is the real stuff, folks. You stick around with us, you will see testimonials that will bring you to tears and that will then make you as angry as all get out. By the way, we can't post testimonials. Did you know that? Because the FDA says you can't post testimonials. Oh, no. We can't be letting those vitamin companies run around posting testimonials about how good their stuff is. That's illegal. That's illegal. Now, if just that simple notion doesn't put you on fire, I don't know what's going to. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. I'm taking your calls when we come back. Remember, what am I encouraging you to do? Fire your MD now and join us. Longevity. FireYourMDNow.com. Check it out. Back after these messages. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here with another live edition, April 10th, 2013, of Fire Your MD Now. We're going right to the phones. Bill in South Carolina is calling in with an acoustic neuroma. Hey, Bill, thanks for the call. You are live.
Yes. Dr. Glidden, as you described me, I have an acoustic neuroma operation in 2007. And so the residual effect that I'm still feeling is the balance issue.
Okay, Bill, you're breaking up on me. Are you still there, buddy?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you told me you had an acoustic neuroma operation in 2007.
Acoustic neuroma operation about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And everything came back except the balance is still a concern. I'm having difficulty with that, and I have taken high blood pressure medication.
Okay, so was the surgery successful in any way, shape, or form? Did it help anything get better?
That in check as well. So I'm trying to get those to deal with those.
All right, Bill, I'm going to have to let you go here, buddy. We have a horrible connection. I can hardly hear you. You're breaking up on me. So I'm going to answer your question with you off the air, please. So what I think Bill told me is that he had an acoustic neuroma and had an operation. He also has high blood pressure, and he's still dealing with the effects of lightheadedness and vertigo. Well, look, here's the deal. If you have a chronic, spontaneously arising condition like acoustic neuroma, right? Or like inflammatory bowel disease, or like arthritis, and you have surgery for the treatment, and the surgery is successful and helpful, right? Because sometimes surgery is successful and it is helpful. It never, ever, 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 ever gets to the root cause of the disease. In a chronic condition, well, you know, the root cause of inflammation in the arm could be a bullet, So if it's an acute condition, surgery will remove the cause and then the body fixes it. But with a chronic thing, you know, like all of a sudden Bill wakes up, he's got an acoustic neuroma, by the way, which is fancy schmancy doctor talk for a swelling of the acoustic nerve that comes from your brain that goes to your ear to help you hear. All right, the acoustic nerve, and it's a swelling. Acoustic neuroma is fancy schmancy doctor talk for swelling of the nerve associated with hearing, and it comes directly off of the brain and goes to the middle ear. So even if you have a successful surgery for a spontaneously arising chronic health condition, the surgery never gets to the root cause of the disease, and 99 times out of 100, the disease comes back. So you get the fake knee for arthritis in the knee, and then 5 years later, the fake knee starts to fail, and so you need another one, right? You know, that's how it goes, right? You have an inch of your bowel cut out because you have inflammatory bowel disease, and they remove the inflamed bowel, and then a year later you need another inch removed, and then a year later you need another inch removed, because the surgery doesn't get to the cause of the problem. You get it? It doesn't get to the cause of the problem. Apparently we're okay with this. Apparently we're okay with giving our hard-earned money every month in the form of medical insurance premiums to support and promote the use of expensive, dangerous therapeutics that don't get to the root cause of the disease. Oh, yeah, that's great, Doc. Put me out of work for 8 weeks while you don't get to the root cause of my disease. Just give me another year, right? Give me another year, and then you can put me out of work for 8 more weeks, and then out of work for 8 more weeks, and we wonder why the company's in an economic spiral to its death. Because of incompetent, outdated, old-fashioned, ineffective, expensive, and dangerous reductionistic medical treatments. Remember, only you can prevent allopathic reductionism. So what do? Well, we support and promote the structure and function of the central nervous system, and in the case of acoustic neuromas, with a concomitant diagnosis of high blood pressure, guess what? If you've been listening to me for even more than a month, you're going to know what the answer is, and that makes you smarter than your neurologist. Think about that long and hard. It's a calcium deficiency, isn't it? Because one of the main causes of the nerve to become swollen is it becomes impinged by the little canal that it travels through to get from your brain to your ear, and that little canal starts to collapse, inflames the nerve presses on the nerve swells in response to it, and now you've got a neuroma. Well, guess what? It's a calcium problem, so we treat this the same way that we treat high blood pressure, the same way that we support and promote the structure and function of the musculoskeletal system. It's one healthy start pack. 1 bottle of selenium, 1 healthy start pack for 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 selenium for 50 pounds of body weight per month, and 1 bottle of glucogel per 10 pounds of body weight per month. I'm Dr. Glidden. Stick around. Wednesday, April 10th, Fire Your MD Now. I'm going to finish up telling Bill what he needed to do, if he's still listening, because we got cut off at the end there. So, Bill, in order to support and promote the structure and function of your body in the face of a diagnosis of acoustic neuroma, the recommendation is 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of ultimate selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, 1 glucogel capsule per 10 pounds of body weight per day. So if you're 200 pounds, you need 20 glucogel a day. That means you're going to need 600 a month, right? 600, is that right? So you're going to need 2 bottles of 240 and 1 bottle of 120. You can do math, figure it out. Youngevity sells glucogel at the 240 count and the 120 count. The recommendation is 1 glucogel capsule per 10 pounds of body weight per day. And last but not least, the recommendation is 1 extra bottle of liquid calcium, my favorite being Cal Toddy, all right, per month, plus complete elimination of the 10 bad foods. Now, if there's a dizziness or a vertigo problem, or you're having funny noises in your ear from the neuroma, you can get the CM cream, that's Charlie Michael cream. That's an acronym for cetyl-merylstolate. Cetyl-merylstolate is a biochemical extracted from fish oil, and it's anti-inflammatory. It's an anti-inflammatory biochemical extracted from fish oil. It's the same stuff that's in the EFA, except it's much more concentrated. It's called CM cream. It stands for cetyl-merylstolate. So dab some CM cream on the end of a Q-tip and gently swab the ear canal on the side of your head you're troubled by. And if you don't know which side of the head it is, do both. Now, of course, you got to be careful when you're sticking Q-tips into your ear canal, so, don't poke it all the way through and poke your eardrum out. But, you're smart. You can figure it out. I want you to copiously put the CM cream inside the ear canals for 3 days in a row and see if that doesn't knock down the symptoms. Do it 3 times a day for 3 days in a row. Give it, 5 hours between each application. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening for 3 days in a row, and see if that doesn't knock down the symptoms that you're experiencing. All right? All right. Get it. Got it. Good. Going to Colorado now, talking to Ken. Hey, Ken, are you guys getting snow out there or what?
Yeah, a day or so ago we did.
Man, it's crazy. Snow in April. What's going on?
Oh, it usually spring snows happen in April. Good thing it's in green.
I remember years ago I was living in Massachusetts, my hometown, and we got, I think, 1.5 feet of snow on April 1st. It was a beautiful spring, and then all of a sudden we got this storm out of nowhere, 1.5 feet of snow, the April Fool's snowstorm. I'll never forget it. But in any event, Ken, thanks for calling. How can I help?
Well, my urologist, I do have kidney stones, couple size of nickels, so she wants to break those up. Then I have an enlarged prostate that's quite large, and it's making it problem. She said that's what caused the kidney stones, and she wants to do a prostate trimming. And I've talked to some associates of longevity, and they said to call you before I set up surgery.
Okay, smart man. Well, she's wrong on one account. It's not an enlarged prostate that causes kidney stones. That's just nonsense. That does not happen. I mean, I don't know. That's like your doctor telling you that pneumonia is caused by evil spirits. I mean, it's nonsense. It's got nothing to do with it. Kidney stones take years to form, and kidney stones are caused by chronic deficiencies in the mineral calcium. Chronic calcium deficiencies are the leading cause of kidney stones. There's a number of different types of kidney stone. The most common kidney stone is calcium phosphate kidney stone, and that's caused by something called a parathormone storm, which is the result of not enough calcium in your food on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When you have chronic calcium deficiencies in the food that you're eating, your parathyroid glands go overboard in the production of a hormone that sucks calcium out of your skeletal system big time, and that floods your blood with calcium, floods your kidney with calcium, and that's what causes a kidney stone. Now, there's good news here, okay? Because if you have a kidney stone, then depending on the size of the kidney stone, right, your body is able to get rid of it or your body is not able to get rid of it. And if it's the size of a nickel, well, what did she want to break it up with ultrasound? Is that what her recommendation is?
Or they have some kind of little tool that grabs it like pliers and breaks it, and then you have to pass it.
So she wants to do a surgical procedure to go in and break up the kidney stone manually?
I'm not sure if she wants to actually operate and take them out, or if she's going to break them out. I'm assuming she's going to break them up.
Yeah, so that's depending on the size, right, of the kidney stone, that may in fact be a better option. But regardless, I'm going to tell you what I would do, because even if you do have a surgical procedure, you're going to need to do something to get behind whatever it was that caused the kidney stone to happen in the first place, right? And that's right. a chronic calcium deficiency. So I'll tell you a story of a friend of. I was treating a patient. He's 65 years old, more or less, and he had big kidney stones. And he was scheduled, like you or maybe you, to get a surgical procedure to actually remove the stones. They were going to actually cut him open, cut the kidney open, and take the stones out. And he was going on a vacation to Mexico, I think, for 2 or 3 weeks, and he delayed the surgery until he came back, and so I put him on my program. And he went on his vacation, and he didn't have anything unusual happen when he was on his vacation. He came back from the vacation. He went for his pre-operation checkup, and the kidney stones were gone. Now, he passed the kidney stones, and he didn't even feel it, which is rare, by the way. I've got to tell you, it's rare that when you pass a kidney stone, you don't feel it. And I've had other patients who weren't under my care who told me that, they needed morphine when they were passing their kidney stones because it hurt so much. I mean, the passing of a kidney stone can be unbelievably painful depending on too many variables to predict. So, now, whether you're a candidate for surgery or not, it would be my advice, because you can never unsurgery something, right? You can't never unsurgery something. It's always better... Go ahead.
I probably need to give you a little more information. The stones are actually in my bladder, and the prostate being enlarged, so sometimes a couple times a week I even have to use a catheter in order to empty my bladder.
Oh, because the stones get in the way.
Well, I think it's because the prostate is squeezing off the urethra tube.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. All right, so nonetheless, the kidney stones came from the kidney, right? And you don't get a kidney stone because you have an enlarged prostate. You just don't. You get a kidney stone because you've had chronic lack of calcium in your body. So which begs the question, from my point of view, do you have arthritis or high blood pressure or restless legs at night in bed?
I have slightly high blood pressure, but the doctors aren't worried with it. And everything else, well, I do have some arthritis. I have been taking gelatin here for the last probably 40 days, and it's 50% gone by taking the Knox gelatin. Okay,
so arthritis and high blood pressure both of those are caused by not enough calcium, among other things. Not enough calcium for arthritis and not enough sulfur-bearing molecules for arthritis as well, and that's where the Knox gelatin comes in. It's giving your body the sulfur-bearing molecules that it needs to stabilize the joint. But that's also another nail in the coffin for, the fact that Ken from Colorado has had long-standing calcium deficiencies, just didn't know it. So... The stones in the bladder, that's very interesting. I've never actually treated that, so I don't have any advice. But what I can tell you is that if you've had kidney stones that traveled into the bladder, then your body is making kidney stones, and the thing that makes your body make kidney stones is not enough calcium. So part of your protocol here is going to be giving your body enough calcium so that it doesn't happen again, and when you take the proper amount of nutrients into your body, it's going to make the arthritic stuff resolve the other 50%. It's going to fix it all the way. It should fix it all the way. And it should normalize and stabilize your blood pressure as well. Now, the swollen prostate is another thing entirely. Swollen prostate, most of the time, is related to a deficiency in the mineral selenium. Your prostate needs a ton of the mineral selenium. And just like your engine in your car, if your engine runs out of oil, it seizes up. Well, if the prostate runs out of selenium, it starts to get swollen. But there's a hard capsule on the outside of the prostate, and it disallows it from, kind of swelling appropriately, and so it swells inappropriately, and it starts to press on your ureter that comes from your bladder, into the penis where you pee it out. So one of the things that we do is give you a lot of selenium to support and promote the structure and function of the prostate gland, and we also recommend that you stop eating about 10 foods which are pro-inflammatory, and if you continue to eat them, they will cause the slightly inflamed prostate to become more inflamed, kind of like throwing gasoline on a fire. So the recommendation here for you, Ken, as an experiment for 90 days, I would do this for 90 days before I agreed to any surgical procedure. How much do you weigh? What's your current body weight?
About 238. That's with clothes on.
Okay. How tall are you?
6'2".
Okay. All right. So what are you, about 20 pounds overweight?
I would assume so.
Okay, so the recommendation for 90 days in order to support and promote the structure and function of your prostate gland and also to give you ample amounts of calcium, which you need, would be 2 healthy start packs. 2 healthy start packs. Actually, I want you to take 2 anti-aging healthy start packs. 2 anti-aging healthy start packs per month. 4 bottles of selenium per month. 2 anti-aging healthy start packs, 4 bottles of selenium per month, and 4 bottles of something called Prost FX. That's P like Peter, R like Robert, O, S like Sam, T like Thomas. Prost FX. That's an herbal combination that supports and promotes the prostate gland specifically and really goes a long way towards knocking down benign prostatic hypertrophy, which is what you have. So, for 90 days, I would do 4 Prost FX a month, 4 Ultimate Selenium a month, and 2 anti-aging healthy start packs a month. Plus, I would also eliminate the 10 bad foods. You got to stop eating those 10 foods. And you can get that list for free, Ken, by going to my website, fireyourmdnow.com. fireyourmdnow.com and signing up for my free monthly newsletter. As soon as you sign up for my free monthly newsletter, all we need is your name and your email address. And we keep all that in-house, by the way. You'll get directed to a hidden page that has the list of the 10 bad foods, or you can go to Amazon.com and buy my book for $9.99. That also has a list of the 10 bad foods. So eliminate the 10 bad foods. Take those nutritional supplements for 90 days, 90 days, and look to see what type of a difference it makes in how you feel. And then, if there's still a problem with the stones in your bladder, then you're going to be more prepared to handle the stress of surgery. And also look to see what happens to the arthritic pain, what happens to your urinary frequency, and your blood pressure. Checking out California right now. I'm going to do some California dreaming with Bobby from California. Thanks for calling back, Bobby. You are live.
How's it going? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Coming in loud and clear. How's it going?
Oh, great. I was on the webinar the other day calling about my blood sugar.
All right.
And I've been taking longevity stuff since July. I'm a distributor. I do about over $2,000 worth of products every month. Everybody else seems to benefit from me, but I'm still having problems lowering my blood sugar. And I take everything I've been listening to and still having problems with blood sugar of 220, 280, 300. I take the tea and tangerine. I don't have to check my blood sugar. I can feel my blood sugar. My body's just going up, even though I take that. All
right, so help me understand something here. How much do you weigh, Bobby?
230.
Okay. And how long are you type 1 or type 2 diabetic?
No, I'm type 2. In the last maybe 20 years, off and on, taking prescriptions out from my doctor. In fact, I didn't even get a chance to fire him. When I started longevity, I had pain in my feet, throughotomy, forever. Non-stop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pain. When I learned about you guys, I started taking the product. 80% of the pain went away. It's still there, but it's not as bad. Yeah. I started to be able to walk better, started to bend my knees better, I started feeling better. I went to my doctor, and I showed him what's going on. He just scolded me. I've been doing this for 20 years. Because you're not listening to me. I am listening to the doc. I'm better. Look, I can walk. I can do this. I lost weight. You refuse to listen to me. I refuse to be your doctor anymore.
I mean, talk about, this is it, right? I mean, it's like trying to tell a Ku Klux Klansman that black people are really people and not just animals. I mean, forget it. Yeah. That's unbelievable, though. I mean, it's crazy. Isn't that, Bobby? Isn't that crazy?
I tried to explain it to him. I go, this is a good person, doctor. I mean, what's going on here? My wife listened in. She was shocked the way you treated us. He's semi-retired. So I'm going like, what's wrong with this guy? You need to go to the emergency. I had a little infection in my legs. I needed some antibiotics. And I can't go to the emergency, doc. I don't got more health insurance. It gets outrageous. I quit all that stuff. But I'm better. No, you need to go there. I'm not going there. I can no longer be your doctor if you don't listen to me anymore. So I didn't have a chance to fire him. He quit.
He quit you. Well, there you go. That's another way to do it.
I wouldn't take a stand drugs anymore. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's funny. You know what the Quakers always said: everyone is strange except thee and me. Right? It's true.
Yeah.
People are funny, and what are you going to do? You can't fix stupid. Well, all right. So we have to dial this in, though, Bobby, because you are getting improvement, just not any improvement with your blood sugars. You're seeing improvement in other areas, but not with the blood sugar. So, how many sweeties do you take a day?
Oh, I take 3 before I eat, take 2 more when I'm eating, take more after. I'm also taking the sugar easies too. That combine with those.
All right. So here's and how many EFAs a day do you take?
I take from 10 to 19, depending on if I got them with me. Leave them at home.
All right. And they're the longevity EFAs, the EFA plus.
Right.
All right. So here's what I want you to do as an experiment for 7 days, okay? For 7 days in a row, I want you to take 15 sweeties a day. I want you to take 5 with breakfast, 5 with lunch, 5 with dinner. 5, 5, and 5, okay? I want you to count them out, and I don't want you to do 4 and then 2 with the meal and then 1 between meals and all. I want you to do 5 at the beginning of every meal. 5, 5, and 5. I want you to do 15 a day. I want you to do 12 EFA plus a day. 12 EFA plus a day. 4, 4, and 4. I want you to be regimented like this. I don't want you to be taking them sporadically. I want you to take 5 sweeties and 4 EFAs before every meal, okay? And I want you to do that like your life depended on it for 7 days in a row. Check your blood sugars, and then call me back in a week and give me a report.
What about the tea and tangerine and the other stuff?
Well, you want to be taking all the other stuff. You want to be taking the 90 essential nutrients the way that appropriate for your body weight, for sure. But really, the center of gravity here is the blood sugar. So the EFAs and the extra sweeties will really help in that regard. So in addition to what you're already doing, dial in that dosage. Call me back in 7 days.
Back to another question about.
All right, hang on. We're up against a hard break. I'll get you on the other side. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Part 2 coming up after these messages.